The Wisconsin Badgers are just 4 wins away from going to the Big Ten championship game to play for the first appearance in the college football playoffs in school history. Running back Devin Callier has the chance to make history not only because he could take the Badgers to the playoffs, but because he's currently leading the race for what would be the second Heisman Trophy of his career. In this video, we'll see if Devin can help his team win out as Wisconsin enters the home stretch of their conference schedule, but it's going to be tough as the back end of the schedule is packed with rivalry games and a showdown against the #1 team in the country. Let's go ahead and get right into it. So for our first game of the day, we are back at home against BYU. We've got a little bit of space on the kick return. We hit a nasty spin to get out of there, and nobody is anywhere near us. We're gonna take that all the way to the house for one of our nastiest returns of the series. And defense gets a quick turnover. Now we are where we want to be. Coach is loving these draw plays right now. I'm not sure why coach is calling a pass on 3rd down here. We've been passing the ball a little bit more than usual lately for whatever reason. And on 4th and inches, we are gonna put it in the air again. I don't know how I feel about this call, but Graham Mertz is going to complete that over the middle. Now we're getting the ball on the power up the middle, and we are going to truck a dude to get down to the 1. Let's just go ahead and punch this in real quick. Our second touchdown of the day in the first quarter. So midway through the 3rd quarter, we got a 2-point lead. Offense has been looking great, but defense is honestly struggling a little bit. We need to keep our foot on the gas and get a win here. We cannot afford to lose any more games this season, and I'm going to cut that back because why not? I love hitting that back juke. But we've got a 3rd down here, and Graham Mertz is going to get lit up for a sack. BYU continues to hang around in this game. We just haven't quite been able to put them away. Going into the 4th quarter, coach is calling this beautiful counter play. We finally got some space to work to the outside. We're gonna cut it back, but we get tackled by our own blocker. Dude, what is he doing? In this game, sometimes instead of blocking for you, your blockers actually attempt to tackle you. So once again, we are not gonna get rewarded with the touchdown here. Graham Mertz is able to punch it in. All right, BYU goes down and gets 3 points, but up 6, all we've got to do is burn some clock, as we almost had a touchdown there. But all we really need to do here is pick up the 1st down. Devin is gonna cut that outside, and that should be it. We can get a little bit more here though. Let me hit the back juke. That'll get us up over 100 yards on the day. Honestly, in a day where nothing has come easy, our running lanes have been pretty tight in these last few games, but we are gonna do enough to get our team the win and keep our playoff hopes alive. One of Devin's lesser offensive games, but once again we made a big play on special teams to start out the game, and Devin remains at the top of the Heisman watch with just a few weeks left in the season. I feel like Devin needs to put up some big stats at the end of the season to close out his Heisman campaign. We are taking on Indiana in the snow. You cannot beat the vibes of a snow game, and we are gonna take this down the sideline. Nobody is fast enough to catch us on this Indiana team. I will take that to start out the game. Devin continues to be electric at kick return, but now it's time to get going at running back. I want my 200-yard day before the season is done. Wisconsin's offense hasn't been quite as conducive for big plays I was hoping for, as we almost break one off there. And on 3rd down, we're running a wide receiver screen. Graham Mertz is going to throw a pick, and that's going to the house. Tie ball game. I really do not like the way they call screens in this offense, but this is the perfect play call. The counter to the outside. He played that juke well though. That was our chance to break off a big play. We need to make that guy miss in one-on-one coverage, and Mertz throws another pick there. I don't even think I called for the ball. A rough day for our quarterback so far in the snow, but defense continues to come up with turnovers. We've just got to punch this in to reclaim the lead. On 2nd and goal, Devin's getting the ball in the power run game, and we are gonna bulldoze our way in for our first rushing touchdown of the day, as defense continues to be excellent against this terrible Indiana offense. And we break a tackle there trying to get loose on the counter, but we get twisted behind the line. It continues to be kind of tough sledding in the run game for Devin in the Big Ten. We're only averaging around 2 yards a carry today. We got to do something in the pass game here on 3rd down. Devin is wide open. I'm just waiting for us to break off another big play. Coach has got to give us that counter again sometime soon. Low-key, we're making some room for ourselves on the draw play for a nice 1st down. Excellent vision by Devin there to bounce it to the outside, and we're going to get the ball in the pass game here, hitting the back juke, but we get lit up. This Indiana defense is a little bit stingier than I would have expected. Devin's been getting hit hard today. Okay, so we've got a big 3rd and goal here from the 3. We're going power run again, and once again Devin takes that up the middle. This time it's an easy touchdown. 3 on the day already, and I don't think Indiana is a team that can score on us consistently. Their only touchdown of the day is still that pick 6. The Hoosiers do get a field goal coming out of halftime. We can't take our eyes off the prize here. We just got to keep on piling on these rushing yards, which is really getting the counter game going today, which I love to see. Indiana hasn't been giving us a lot of room though. We've got a 4th and 6 down here in the red zone, and we are running a draw play against a stacked box. Devin's gonna do his best, but we just don't have enough room to work on that one. Thankfully, the bizarre play calling doesn't matter too much because defense continues to just lock these kids up, and we've finally got room to break something off to the outside. It's a foot race down the sideline. We get pushed out inside the 20. Devin's closing in on another 100-yard day as we've got the toss play on 3rd down. That one is going absolutely nowhere. We get hit before we even get the ball, and after we settle for a field goal, Indiana makes it a 1-score game. We continue to have close games against these lesser teams, as we've got tons of room here on the read option. That juke move was not the right idea. I think I could have taken that to the house if I didn't slow up. Nonetheless, a big first down to keep that clock running. We just got to take what they give us up the middle here. I am enjoying getting the ball on the read options. They offer us a lot more space to work and hit jukes and stuff. I feel like sometimes Devin doesn't get the chance to show his true potential in open space in this power run game, but we're gonna get a chance here as we get around the edge, pick up another big first down, and that might do it. I'm not trying to just kill the clock here though. We need this touchdown for Heisman purposes. You're over 150 on the day on over 20 carries. We've been a workhorse for this Wisconsin team. Devin has definitely shown that he can stay healthy while being an every down back type of guy, and on the stretch play we're gonna get around the edge. That'll be the touchdown we were looking for. We close out another one that was probably a little bit tighter than it should have been, but Devin had a fantastic day. 170 yards with 3 touchdowns plus a kick return touchdown. Definitely another Heisman performance. Now we've got a rivalry game against 5-5 Minnesota on the road. This will probably be a tougher game than it first appears, but we start this one out with a nice return as usual. I have a feeling this is going to be a defensive game where we lean on the power run a little bit more. But right when I say that, coach is passing the ball on 3rd and 1, a call that I really do not like, and Mertz is going to throw an incompletion. We punted away on our first drive, but defense does their thing, and now we got the ball on the counter. This might be dangerous. We bounce it to the outside, and nobody is going to be able to catch us. A huge run play and another Heisman moment. That's the play that I've been waiting for a couple games. Minnesota does go down and answer. They are not going out without a fight as we continue to pick up big yards in the kick return game. All right, so we're putting together a nice drive here, but we got to finish it out. Coach has given us this wheel play, and Graham Mertz is going to throw a dime there. We hit the juke move to get down the sideline for our second touchdown of the day. Devin is looking the fastest he's looked all season. Minnesota does go down and answer. They've shown me a little bit more offense than I was expecting. We're going to have to just keep on putting up points, and we've got tons of space on this kick return. All we have is the kicker to beat, and we're going to hit the sideline. That's got to be more than 10 kick returns on the year at this point. Seems like we got at least one in us every single game. And coming out of halftime, defense gets us the stop we've been looking for to put us in good field position. We've been doing a good job of getting to the outside on these runs to pick up good chunks. One thing I really don't like about this offense though is coach's reliance on these draw plays. It's hard to make space on these, but Devin's going to try to do it here. That was a nasty backspin. Now we've got it down to 2nd and goal, and Graham Mertz is going to get that out quick for another touchdown. Offense is having one of its best games of the season, and defense gets a turnover to put us right back inside the red zone. Any points here will make this a pretty insurmountable lead, so coach is just going to play it safe with the screen pass, but we're going to have enough space to shake that all the way down to the 1-yard line. Thought we were going to score, and Devin is going to get rewarded with the touchdown run. Let's go. Minnesota's still fighting, but now we're going to start leaning heavy on that ground game and milking the clock once again. It seems like we often end up in this position. It does not look like we were going to hit that 200-yard rushing mark on the day, so we're still searching on the season. I really thought we would have hit it by now. These Big Ten defenses have been pretty tough. We're well over averaging like 7 yards a carry in these games, but since we're not very good at passing the ball, these teams tend to flood the box, which gives us a lot less space to run. We've got space here though. That's going to be our 3rd touchdown on the day and another big play. We take home a big win in the trophy game against Minnesota, and Devin has another fantastic day full of big plays and touchdowns. So it's time for our last game of the regular season, and this is a big one. We are taking on undefeated #1 Penn State. This game could have a big hand in deciding who gets to the playoffs. Before we get into the next game, I'd like to give a big thanks to DraftKings for sponsoring this video. DraftKings is the place to go for all of your sports betting and fantasy sports needs. I'm excited to have them as a sponsor, as they're my go-to for a great fantasy football experience. As a pro football fan whose team usually ends up with a losing record, I'm always looking for something to spice up my viewing experience on Sundays, and DraftKings Best Ball is a great way to do that. Best Ball is a great way to get into fantasy football without having to worry about roster management. At the beginning of the season, you draft your team in a snake draft, and that roster is used for the entire season. Each week, you automatically rack up points from your top scorers. All you have to do is sit back and enjoy the fantasy football action without worrying about ads, drops, trades, or I should have played him instead. To start playing Best Ball, just download the DraftKings app, sign up using promo code Hawkeyes, enter DraftKings $10 million contest, and draft your team for the season. This is DraftKings' largest Best Ball contest ever, and the team with the most points at the end of the season will take home $1 million. So what are you waiting for? Head to the DraftKings app and sign up with promo code Hawkeyes and start playing Best Ball today. Only on DraftKings with code Hawkeyes. This is probably going to be the toughest defense we've faced all season. They've already got us to 3rd and 8, and Graham Mertz is going to miss his mark by a mile. The Nittany Lions go right down to get 3, and we might be in a little bit of trouble in this one. If we lose this game, I'm not sure if we can make it to the college football playoffs. This is Devin's chance to win or lose the Heisman and show that he can truly compete against elite competition. He hasn't done a good job so far. The run game is going to need to get cooking today. Graham Mertz's arm cannot lead us to a victory in this one. We are driving the ball down the field inch by inch here. Graham Mertz is going to get that pitch to the outside, but we cannot get around down these Penn State defenders. There is significantly more speed on this defense than what Devin is used to seeing. Our usual trick of bouncing it to the outside is not going to work as well. We're going to have to settle for a field goal here after being unable to establish the run game, and Penn State goes down to get 7. This has become a hugely important drive, but Devin has tons of room to the outside, and these Penn State defenders may be fast, but Devin is faster. He's gonna burn everyone for a huge touchdown on the kickoff. Unfortunately, Penn State's offense truly came to play today, so they go down and get another 7. This once again becomes a big drive. Devin hits the juke move to get out of there, though. If we didn't get tripped up, we were taking that to the house. But Graham Mertz throws an interception, and Penn State takes a 14-point lead. Like I've discussed, man, this team is not built to come back from big deficit. We need to make some big plays if we want to win this game. It feels like we need some sort of points before halftime here. Coach is just calling a screen pass, and we actually have some room to the outside. We hit a cut to get inside of field goal range and go down with just 1 second left. It's honestly lucky the time didn't run out, because I really was not paying attention to the clock. But we're going to be able to get a big 3 before halftime, and defense starts out the half with a big stop. Devin's already taken a kick return to the house today, but they're going to kick it to him again, and we've got tons of room to the left side. All we've got to do is outrun some guys, and we are in the open field. Just the punter and this dude downfield to beat. We'll swerve around them easily for another huge return touchdown. That puts us right back in the game. Devin is putting the team on his back, but defense cannot seem to get a stop right now. It seems like the return game is the way we're going to score today, as we're down the sideline again, but this time we get caught. Devin actually only has 1 singular rush yard on the day, because this Penn State offense has just been keying in on the run game. Now we're not even in the positive. We need to make something shake here. We finally got a little bit of room on the counter, but it closes up quick. So on this huge 3rd down, Devin gets taken off the field. Graham Mertz is going to have no time to throw that ball, and that'll be way short of the sticks. This is where I'd like to see coach get aggressive and go for it, but we're just going to punt the ball, and our punter has no finesse whatsoever. Thankfully, defense comes up with a crucial stop in what's sort of become a shootout. It's funny because our offense hasn't really done anything, but the special teams has been carrying us to points here. And it seems like at this point, coach is kind of abandoning the run. We're putting the ball in the air, and Devin has shown that that's kind of his specialty throughout his career. We hit the back juke there to get another big play down the sideline. We are dangerous out in open space. We're already faced with another 3rd down here, though, and Graham Mertz does not get that ball out in time. He throws it way late to Devin. That was honestly a great throw with pressure coming, and we get it down to 1st and goal. It scares me that coach is going with a pass here. I don't understand this call, but Devin's wide open out of the backfield for the touchdown we needed, and now it comes down to the defense getting a stop on 3rd and 15. Penn State's just gonna run a draw. Absolutely cowardly call. So now it's time to see what we're made of. With 3 minutes left, they're not gonna want to kick the ball to us. Will Devin clutch up in the biggest game of his career? We're at 3rd down already, and we're gonna run the counter play. We barely picked that up. Only 3 yards rushing on the day for Devin, so I'm surprised coach is going with the run here, as we did not read that play out right. It seems like coach is clamping up when he should be opening up the offense, and those plays are just not working right now. But now Devin comes off the field on 3rd down. Mertz is going to be under pressure there. He throws it to the sideline, and I thought we had it, but that's going to be a drop. And offense is staying on the field, but Devin's staying on the sidelines on 4th and 8. Graham Mertz is just going to throw the crosser over the middle, and thank God we pick it up. The drive stays alive, and with just over a minute left, this has got to be it. We pick up a 1st down there, and now we've got to start going fast. This offense is not built to do this. Mertz is just going to chuck that up deep. He had a receiver wide open, but he overthrows him. Man, it seemed like that was the play. Devin has a lot of room to the left side here, though. That linebacker's going to catch up with us quick, and we have to use our 1st time out. Coach is calling a draw play on 3rd and 6. I'm going to go crazy, man. This is not the defense you want to do this against. Devin is going to try to pick that up, but it's 4th and inches, and we don't even have a route here, so it's all up to the arm of Graham Mertz, and he's going to get that out quick. He completes it to the tight end to get us down to the 10. Let's go. Mertz has honestly clutched up in this game. For all the hate I've given him, if we punch this in, I'll never say anything bad about him again. He's going to hit Devin there. We hit the juke and get lit up after a 5-yard gain. We just have a couple of plays left. Time is ticking down. Devin's open, but he's going to drop it. Probably a good thing the clock stopped there. We've got 2 cracks at the end zone here. This is where it gets tight. Devin is open out in the backfield, and we are going to score what should be the game-winning touchdown. An insanely clutch drive from Graham Mertz, and this is a big 2-point conversion right here. Devin's open, but Mertz throws that a little bit late, so it's going to come down to whether or not defense can hold him for 16 seconds. We cannot let them get into field goal range here. They probably have 2 more plays at this point. Clifford's going to chuck it up deep, and we come up with a pick to seal the win against the #1 team. We are headed to the Big Ten championship game, and against all odds, our playoff hopes are still alive after an insane game. Devin did absolutely nothing game in the rushing game today, but the receiving game was the way to go. We had over 100 yards, and Devin's returns are basically what kept the team in the game.